Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, geeks one and all. It is your boys, man. We are back because we're geeked. But we encourage you to please stay geeked out here in these geeky streets. It is the man that's rocking the symbol of hope. It is your boy, Real.
It's your boy, We.
Yes, sir, man. Listen, got a good one for y'all today, man. We took a week off. We're back with a brand spanking new episode for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys will join us here in this conversation. We got a good one for you today, man. We're gonna be talking about the man on my chest here, Superman. My adventures with Superman just ended last week, so we're gonna give our opinions on the show, and we're also going, man. We got some questions still, guys. We got some questions. I know a lot of people have questions that are unanswered with the MCU. We're gonna get into that too here, man. But before we do all that, man, cuz you ready, man, to get into the show?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Listen, man. The first thing we're gonna talk about, man, is my adventures with Superman. You know how this goes. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yes, sir. So listen, you have been warned. Okay, you've been warned. We're going to talk about my adventures with Superman. Like I said, the show just ended here, so we're gonna talk about that here. Kind of give our opinions on it and kind of give our grade. All the good stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. Cause listen, man, great show. Hated that it ended.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the show, man? What you think about it?
Oh man, it's I think it's fantastic. The animation of it was something different, especially when it comes to American animation. I think they went more. I think it leaned a little bit more
Anime.
Invincible to me.
Oh,
which is pretty cool.
yeah.
Just the yeah, that's what I got some vibe from, was Invincible vibe from it. So it was pretty dope. Just in the overall animation, starting just changing up from just a standard American, starting to take a little bit more anime feel from for a lot of the shows now, which is dope. Like, just overall, it was fun. It was needed. It was a breath of fresh air. Being able to, because this Superman is different. The way the storyline that the way that they're doing it, he's adult, and he's now getting a lot of his powers and start trying to understand it. When a lot of the stories that we get with Superman, it was the powers came while he was in essentially like middle school, high school, getting the powers. But by the time he's an adult, he has the powers he has, and he's just basically figuring himself out as a hero and everything. But with this, it says he's older, just now getting more and more of his powers. Still not knowing who he truly is, where he's from. So I like this one. I like this iteration. Especially it's different with Lois and Jimmy knowing that he's Superman. Off rip.
Especially Jimmy. We've seen iterations of her knowing who he is.
Yeah,
exactly. Like Man of Steel, she knew who it was. So
exactly. So I like it. I like it like this. It's just so different. The him dealing with the general, and that was one of your things. Like, you're taking on her.
I had a feeling. Feeling, bro. I had a feeling. I was like, that's the only thing I could think of. I'm like, because in the comics, that's her dad. You know what I mean? Like, yo, is this her dad or not? Like, what's going on? And they never, because I was trying to make sure I was getting it right. Like, if I asked you, I said, did we hear his name? He's like, no, we didn't hear his name. I said, okay, I thought I was tripping. I kept watching the shows, listening every time he was on there, like listening to see if they see his name. They didn't say his name till the 10th episode. I said, oh, I was like, I knew it. I yelled at the
TV. Yeah, that's how nowadays. I mean, I guess you could kind of say there's planet close to the chest, but not fully close to the chest. You know,
Yeah, it's like one of those cases where
there's
I think we knew. It was just we just need to
yeah,
be we just need to be confirmed.
that part. So, but yeah, I love the situation of it. They've done a really great job, and with all the with all the failures of DC in the theaters, their animation has been standard successes. As Yeah, they've had some that's been hyped, overhyped, and don't quite hit the mark. But even with the overhyped ones, they've been good, just not as good as they've been hyped. So this helps with them being able to try to stack wins together. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. What about you? What's your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I enjoyed it too, man. Like I said, like you said, it's a different take on Superman. A
Hmm.
lot of changes from the comics and other iterations that we've seen of him. So I'm cool with the show, man. Like I said, I really like the show. Each episode left you wanting more, especially like halfway through the season. It started getting really good. I like it. It kind of it's like a different change, a different kind of like telling of the story. Um,
Hmm.
the thing I picked up from it, it felt like the one thing I picked up from it, it kind of felt like Invincible was the fact that it was kind of like he was sent there really to destroy the Earth, but
Hmm.
he kind of changed his ways because he was raised by the Kents and all that stuff. It's kind of like a mixture of
Yeah.
like the Invincible storyline and then kind of like Dragon Ball Z was the Saiyans, like Goku
Oh yeah.
Earth to destroy the Earth or whatever, right? And ended up
Yeah.
in the hard because he was raised by somebody who was kind and he was raised in kind. So it's kind of like how it is with this, like because no in the we usually are no told the story of like Zod was in the Phantom Zone, somehow escaped the
Mhm.
Phantom Zone, and that's how he getting into it with Superman or whatever. But with this, it's
Yeah.
like they were meant as conquerors of planets, and somehow their connection to this planet got cut off or whatever. So, which it never really has been explained on how that the original, the first invasion got cut off. They
Yeah.
showed the flashback, but we don't know who cut it off. So,
Yeah.
what's called a 0 day? They call it 0 day in the show, and so when he came back, Superman was the one who cut it off that time. So, but yeah, that kind that's a change. Like you said, the fact that we've seen iterations where Lois knows that he's Superman, right? She kind of found out on her
Yeah.
own he's Superman, like she kind of did here in the show. But this
Yeah.
time, Jimmy knows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and the fact that Jimmy is like the same age as Lois and Superman in the show, like they're all like best friends and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's a different take. Um, Even the bad guys have different takes now. It's like all of them have their powers from whatever technology came from the Kryptonians. That's a different change.
Yeah.
Like Parasite is Dr. Ivo, right? Like in the comics, that's
Right.
two different characters. You got Parasite and you got Dr. Ivo. Dr. Ivo is the one who created Amazo, and so they kind of combined the Parasite and Amazo kind of character together and said that Dr. Ivo is controlling the suit, so if you
Yeah.
will, that's kind of like in the vein of Parasite and Dr. Ivo. So I'm sorry, not Dr. Ivo, Mazo is what it kind of looked
Yeah.
like an amalgamation. I asked you a question about a few weeks ago. The character with the two swords with the white hair, I did not know who that was until like a couple episodes down the line. That's Deathstroke. Did not
Oh,
know that. Yeah, they didn't call him
that
Deathstroke. They called him
makes
Slade Wilson.
sense.
Yeah, they call him Slade Wilson in the show. So when I heard them finally say his name, I said I was like I was wondering that was him because I saw the white hair and then the swords. I was like, but nah, he looks so young and all. That's like probably another character I've never
Yeah.
seen or known before. Then they said Slade or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay. So he is Slade Wilson. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Eventually down,
It's that.
I don't know if like season 2 he gonna lose his eye, or whatever. I don't know how that's gonna work. But yeah, that was Slade Wilson. What else was a standout moment for me? I mean that's pretty much it. The way his powers work, like he didn't even know about the heat vision until like later on in the season.
Yeah.
Um, like I was kind of at first I was like, okay, I'm not liking this because remember when he fought those robots in the beginning of the show, the first episode, he was like bleeding, eyes swollen, and all that, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden something kicked in, and all of a sudden like he got his like full powers or whatever. And I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know if I like it. But then as the show went on, I was like, okay, it's fine. It is. I like it for what it is.
yeah.
Um, I didn't know how they were going to do his powers and stuff. Like, because is he fully Superman right now, or is he not fully
I
Superman?
think
But it,
he's. I don't think he's fully. I
yeah,
think
I don't
he's.
think he is either.
It's gonna be progressively getting to it. And I think just him being in the sun as well is going to help. Like he's just going to understand himself more. But yeah, I think he's going to grow into it more. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's another thing too. I don't know how they're gonna bring it back, but his connection with his father is cut off now.
yeah,
And I was
yeah,
sitting there, I was like, why didn't they find a way to where his father can like translate his language so that Clark can understand what he's saying? Because he's trying to tell Clark that I'm not the bad guy, all that stuff, and Clark don't understand what he's saying, right?
yeah,
And so I thought maybe at some point like he would like find a way to like translate what he's trying to say or whatever. So
yeah,
I guess we'll get that in like season 2. I don't know how because he cut the transmission off or whatever because when he destroyed that ship. And
yeah,
the part that got me, man, we already saw who's gonna be the bad guy for season 2, or could be
yeah,
the bad guy. We don't
mm,
know. We were
yeah.
teased that
Part
he
of it.
could be the bad guy. Was it
Yeah,
Zod?
Brainiac.
No,
Yeah,
well, Brainiac. I'm sorry, you're right. Brainiac and then Zod. So it looks like Brainiac is
yeah,
working for Zod, but we know how that goes.
yeah,
Brainiac could definitely has his own like ambitions and stuff like that. Man, he definitely would backstab you and do his own thing. But yeah, like I said, man, I can't wait for season 2. I don't know when it's gonna come out. I wonder how long this show is gonna last with James Gunn taking over DC because I know he talked about a lot of his shows and stuff, even the animated stuff, are all going to be linked into one universe because we already have our first animated movie going to be Creature Commando. So he talked
yeah.
about that, and I think he said that's almost done wrapping or whatever. So um, I just wanted, you know, what I'm saying, I wondered how long this show gonna last. This is a good show, man. Like
It is.
it's getting a lot of high praise, from the fans out there and stuff like that, man. So it's one of those
Yeah,
shows that's like it leaves you on the edge of your seat, man. You just want to know what's gonna happen next, man. Especially now after
absolutely.
we saw the end of the last episode, man, teasing like what's to come.
Yeah.
Crazy, man, crazy. You got anything else you want to
It's.
say?
I think this is one of the shows that was needed. We still, especially like with the writer strike, writers and actors strike going on. There's
Mm,
nothing really new coming in. Uh, Video games, voice actors for video games, and other parts of it are going on strike as well.
yeah, I heard about that.
So yeah, so this was just great timing at Foresight, giving us fresh content, and it was great content at that. This one, because the like we still had that void of like with this as far as just animation as far as I can tell. Um, you have the end of this one, and then season 2 of Invisible doesn't come until like November-ish. So being able to have this for a good 10 weeks within that time period was perfect and great show. Like this is fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait for season 2. Like yeah, they gave us a ton of information to prepare us for Brainiac, uh, and then also the curiosity of yeah, how are they gonna be able to link it up? Because I don't see them leaving his dad out of the situation. You know,
That's what I'm
like
saying.
yeah,
I
they
don't know how
got
they're
cut
gonna
off.
get that connection back, but I mean
Yeah,
they'll find a way. They'll probably find a way.
yeah. Because what has me curious is when Brainiac, I think it's going to be Brainiac that comes through first or gets there first before Zod.
Yeah,
Um,
I
it's
agree with
been
you.
like, yeah. So I think at that point, I think that's where the connection, they'll be able to reconnect at that point.
Mm,
But yeah, it's a great show. This is great job, DC on this one. Like, great job.
that's a good point though. I could see that. I could see like
Yeah.
Brainiac being that connection and somehow some kind of technology he has gonna be able to link it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
because Clark, like I said, Clark needs to get an understanding of what's going on. Um, because I think he still feels like I said, I kind of take it from like the Invincible storyline or Dragon Ball Z storyline where it's like, oh yeah, you were sent to Earth to be a destroyer or whatever, and things kind of happen while you on Earth. They kind of change that, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's not the case. Maybe his father was trying to get there before them to stop them from coming or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's what the case is. We don't know. Cause we really did not get an understanding of what was going on with his father. But like I said, he was
Yeah.
speaking a whole different language, so we didn't know what he was talking about. And
Yeah.
like I said, Clark was kind of like, "Yo, I'm not a destroyer. You're not gonna turn all that stuff." You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
just trying to see what was really going on with that whole dynamic. We'll probably get a little bit more of an understanding next season. Hopefully, we have a next season. I think we will. But
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. I
but
think
like I
that's what's
said,
going to be
hopefully,
very
man, we
successful.
don't. Yeah, because we don't know what James Gunn's gonna decide to do. So
Yeah.
because I was saying, remember I told you this before too. The sensibilities of this show, I think, is what James Gunn, like how Superman is in this show, as far as like his compassion, the way he
Mm-hmm.
wants to help people and all that. I think that's what uh this iteration of Superman and James Gunn and them are going to be having here in the Superman Legacy is what they're gonna is what's going to be. Um, cause that's the first thing I thought about when I saw the Superman. I said, I think this is the Superman James Gunn was kind of talking about, and so that's
Yeah.
why I kind of hope that they do keep this show too, while also moving forward with the DCU. So fingers crossed,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Exactly.
But yeah, what do you give this show, man? A 1 to 10.
I give it 9.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, right around 9. 8.8. Yeah, 9. Because it's definitely like one that you want to just rewatch. See if you miss anything. Get so much information. Uh, uh, it's I feel like it'll be certain hints of what's the additional like storylines that's available that they'll pull off of it. So yes, I give it a 9. This has great rewatchability, intrigue, the animation, the overall animation. So yeah, what you get it?
I'm gonna give it a 8.5, 8.5.
Mm,
Yeah, I'm with you. Like I said, great story. Got better with each episode moving forward. A lot of questions moving forward too. Like I said, hopefully
yeah,
they'll answer them in season two. Hopefully there's a season
yeah,
two.
yeah,
But I really like the movie. I definitely encourage people to go watch the movie, man. Like I said, it's pretty much a different take on Superman. Like you said, a refreshing take on Superman. So I
yeah, yeah,
definitely enjoyed it. So yeah, you give it a 9, I give it 8.5. So pretty much it's a go see. Please go see that, man.
yeah,
Go
yeah,
watch it and
exactly.
come back and let us know what y'all think, man. My Adventures with Superman. You can find it on HBO Max or yeah, probably HBO
Cartoon
Max now.
Network.
Yeah, or Cartoon Network. I don't know how it's airing on Cartoon Network after like the 10 episodes. So I don't know if they do
Yeah,
reruns or anything like that. But definitely if you have HBO Max, you should definitely check it out. All the episodes are posted on there. All right, cuz.
Max, just Max.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Max. Still,
Yeah,
that's still a dumb name. But anyway, um, listen, man. There's some questions I have, man. There's some questions you have. There's some
yeah,
questions that a lot of people have right now, man, that has not been answered, man. Don't you hate when you have questions that people don't answer your questions? Don't you hate that?
yeah. Especially when they don't answer over extended amount of time.
What? No. Listen, we got questions for the MCU. Okay,
Hmm.
questions that have not been answered. So we found these questions here on Screen Rant. They have 10 questions that are linked to the MCU here. So we're gonna get into that, man. These 10 questions. We're gonna kind of go through each of them, man, and kind of give our opinion of the question. So you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this, man. 10 worst MCU loose ends we need answers for, cause where are the answers at? Tell me now. Okay.
Yep.
I need these questions answered, man. A few of these questions, man, are questions that we have been asking, which one of them is highlighted right here. Number three,
Yeah.
shout out to Cam, my cousin Cam, man. We've been asking this
Yeah.
question for so long. Cam was the first one I heard ask that question, man. And
Yeah.
we still haven't got an answer for it yet. So listen, man. Let's just go through these. Well, cuz check out number one.
Yeah.
This is the question me and you've been asking on this show. The
every
Eternal.
time they every time there's a new MCU movie or TV show, we're asking this question.
Yeah, when we had Central the Judge, the I'm sorry, the Celestial, who had judged the whole entire planet. Nobody has mentioned that, and we talked about this before. The fact that this guy is the same size as the planet, he literally can hold the planet in the palm of his hand. So you can't tell me
Yeah,
everybody didn't see that, right? So we're trying to figure out why hasn't anybody mentioned this in any movies past the Eternals.
yeah.
We talked about that. So I don't know, man. That's the ultimate question for me. It's like that. I don't know how you missed that.
Because it has me wondering: are they trying to sweep Eternals under the rug? Like
Ooh,
that's the only thing I could think of the for it to have gone on this long. Like maybe that's the question that needs to be asked. Are they trying to have Eternals not part of the MCU? Like it's
I don't know. I don't know if it's as much as the Eternals not being part of the MCU,
but
but
just like that.
what just happened in the Eternals. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if I don't know how much of that is true because I think I forgot what I think it was She-Hulk or somebody did mention the Celestial that's sticking up out of the Indian Ocean
Yeah,
in one.
yeah. But that was like a fourth wall break type situation. I think when she mentioned it.
You might be right. Um, I mean, maybe the whole incident they're trying to sweep under the rug. I don't know. That's a good point. I
Yeah,
didn't even think about it like that.
yeah.
Bro, that was major though. Like, how do you can't sweep that under the rug?
Exactly.
That's crazy,
Exactly.
bro.
Like that was like your whole the climax of the movie was
Yeah,
that dude coming out.
and usually when they do stuff like that, that leaves you to think like leaves you, with oh man, what's about to happen next? And then like something else
Exactly.
happened. It's like, but hold on, what happened with this? You didn't answer this question. Like, bro, there was
Exactly.
Aaron from the judge literally just judged everybody, and nobody's
Yeah.
talking about that. Like I said, everybody going about
Yeah.
their day, paying their bills, going to bar mitzvahs, you know, doing the patty cake with their friends, all this stuff, man, while this is going on, and
Exactly.
nobody said anything. I'm just like, this is
At
crazy.
all. At
Uh
all. Still trying to figure that out.
Still trying to figure that out. But to me, that's the ultimate question, man. For real.
Yeah.
Number two, of course, MCU's Blade might not be featured. Might not feature Dane Whitman, which is the Black Knight. I heard this rumor going around. I don't know if that's confirmed, but I could believe it.
Yeah.
Did that end credit make you feel like he was gonna be in Blade, or did that just make you feel like okay, it's letting you know he's about to be a character?
To me, it was more he's going to be a character moving forward.
That's what I thought too. Like
Yeah.
this is not the first time I heard that question being asked. I'm just like people are like, oh, I thought he was gonna be in Blade. I didn't like. I don't know. Maybe like I said, you said you feel the same way too. I didn't feel like
Yeah.
that was telling me he gonna be in Blade. It just kind of tells me
Yeah.
like, yo, he gonna be a guy. You know.
Yeah. I, I
Um.
think I think because he can play a major role in Blade, that's why people have him automatically linked to Blade. I think
I guess.
yeah, that's the only thing I could think of. But I think it's more of where is he? You know, like he should
There you go.
be. We should. It's another situation. Is like these are great questions, and like what needs to this needs to be answered. But it's also like you have to ask it the right way as well. So
Hmm.
instead of will he be featured in Blade, when will he be featured, or at least
There
be
you go.
back into the MCU? So these
Exactly.
are like back to back eternal situations that hasn't been tested in a while. So, like I said, sweet, sweet, sweet.
Because I listen, I when I think of Blade, you think of the vampires and all that stuff. I don't think of
Yeah,
Black Knight as fighting vampires. So that's why I was like, I wasn't expecting him to be in Blade. Now,
yeah,
like if they had came out and said like, yeah, he's gonna be in Blade, I wouldn't have been surprised because, like I said, because of the end credit. But when I looked at the end credit, it was just like, oh, okay, you got this character. You know what I'm saying? Not like,
yeah,
oh, we gonna link him into this movie. I didn't look at it like
yeah.
that. But I
I
mean, to
got
each
you.
his own. I can't be mad at people who had that opinion. I mean, a lot of people had that opinion. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
yeah. Number three. This is the one we shout out to Cam. This is
yeah,
the one he always had. He said, "What happened to White Vision?" We've asked this
yeah,
question. There's been what 4 or 5 shows since WandaVision.
yeah.
What
At
about
least.
4 or 5 movies since WandaVision, and we still have not
Yeah,
had an answer to this question. Where is Vision? We thought that maybe he would be in Doctor Strange. We thought
yep, yep.
wasn't even
That's what I
mentioned.
expected.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even mentioned. And that's the crazy part. Like, so Wanda just had these kids on her own. Remember, the kids supposed to be hers and Vision's kids, according to
Yeah,
WandaVision. But in Doctor
yep.
Strange, it's like they completely just Vision who in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, uh, that's the ultimate question right there. Where is Vision, man? Are we ever gonna get Vision again? I hope it's
Yep.
not one of them cases, bro, where it's like we gonna see Vision again in uh Kane Dynasty or something or Secret Wars. Like, bro,
Yeah.
that's you know what I'm
Something
saying?
like
Like
that.
that's too far. Like, what was he doing the whole time? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
just
that's a good question. Like Cam has asked several times. Uh yeah, like it's no mention of don't like at a minimum should have been able to get a post credit scene by now about him, you know. Just some type of update to somebody seeing or something to that effect. Yeah, to go this long without any information about him, especially been a, a major character at the end of WandaVision. It's yeah, we need to know.
facts. Oh man, this is the one that I think I went on a rant about when we talked about the She-Hulk spoiler discussion.
Yeah,
She-Hulk's ending left several loose ends.
yeah,
That's the understatement, bro. Listen, man. The one that got me was the fact that the Hulk all of a sudden just had a son out of nowhere.
yeah. Oh yeah, I got a kid.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got this kid. How you doing? Wait. What? Like, I then the fact that um, the whole abomination thing, bro.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know how they're gonna use She Hulk moving forward, bro. That's the part that's gonna kind of. That's a question in of its own. I don't know how they're gonna use She Hulk going forward because this the MCU is different as far
yeah,
as like it's supposed to be more grounded, and then the She Hulk is more, it's the fourth wall breaking and all that stuff. She talks to the screen.
yeah,
Like nobody does that in the MCU but her, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm wondering how they gonna do that moving forward. But yeah, um, this is why, man. Well, I guess I mentioned this after I've done with all we done all the questions, but um, yeah, like I said, I don't know how they're gonna do the Hulk storyline moving forward. Because remember, Hulk can't make a Hulk movie without it being
yeah,
distributed through was it Paramount?
yeah.
No, sorry, Universal. Universal,
Universal.
yeah, Universal. Um, but yeah, I don't. So that should be interesting. I don't know how they gonna do that. I mean, they just keep moving. They just keep going further down that rabbit hole with the Hulk, man, which is kind of getting annoying. But yeah. Um, let's see. Spider-Man 4 might deal with the Venom. It might. We don't know.
Yeah,
There were talks that they're talking about the Spider-Man. Spider-Man 4, trying to get that going. So we don't.
yeah,
That's a question that I'm not asking right now. I don't know until we hear something from Spider Man. Like we haven't seen anything that's like kind of like with uh the Eternals, right, or Vision.
yeah,
We haven't
yeah,
seen anything that's just like that you could mention this in.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Spider Man 4 is a little different. Do we know if Venom's gonna be in it? We don't know.
Nah, because the way it seems like it's going to be the official Spider-Man one. You know,
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, it's got him on his own. He's an adult at this point, so that's one thing to think about. Real quick with the She-Hulk.
Oh yeah, my
Uh,
bad. Go ahead.
uh, from what I understand, back in June, the rights got reverted back to Disney for Hulk. So we
In
could,
June.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
June, yeah, mid June. So hopefully that will help answer some of the questions when it comes to She-Hulk and him having a kid. Um, is the fact that being able to create the Hulk the way that you want him now. So plus we've
I
had
hope, man.
talks about that too. We've had talks about that too, but yeah. But back to Spider-Man. Yeah. What it seems like it'll be the official start of Spider-Man, since it'll be out on his own at this point. So it's, that one will be interesting if they do get to Spider-Man and Venom. But yeah, they've been the closest they got was the end of No Way Home, when
Hmm.
that yeah he showed up in that timeline, but then ended up getting sent back shortly thereafter. So it's gotten closer, but still got a ways to get there.
Yeah, you're right. Um, that's why I'm not. I'm not. That's not a really a big question for me.
Yeah,
Like I
no,
said, there was not incidences where like you can say like, oh, why didn't mention that to let us know
yeah,
what's going on with that, like a Vision or Eris from the Judge,
yeah,
Celestial. You know what I'm saying, or Celestial in the ocean in general. You know what I'm saying. So
yeah,
that's not really a big question for me. Like we just have to wait and see what they decide on that.
yeah,
Number 6 here says Hercules and Zeus want revenge on Thor.
yeah,
Um, that's another one that's like that movie just ended not too long ago, so we got to get that
yeah.
time. Like these ones that we talking about up top are like that's been going on for a while, and it's like we haven't heard
At
anything,
least
right?
over a year. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, you know what I'm
well
saying?
over a year.
Well over a year, right? Like
Yeah,
with those, like the Spider-Man one and the Hercules one, like Hercules, that literally just happened. Like we're already hearing
yeah.
rumors that they're talking about doing a Thor 5 or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
or was it Thor 4? Thor 5.
Uh, five,
Hold on. Thought yeah,
five.
5. Okay. So well, it's rumors because right now they can't talk about anything because of strikes, but
Yeah,
um, which is crazy. I don't know how they have a rumor about that happening, but you can't attach a writer to it. It's a strike. But
exactly,
anyway,
exactly.
yeah, that question that's not really a big question for me, man. It's not really a
Yeah,
big question.
that's
We'll
more
see.
interest. That's more interest than anything at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah. Now this is a question right here that I had, but in a different way, right?
Yeah,
Sharon Carter is a villain.
yeah,
I don't know if they're asking is she gonna be a villain or is she or like why is she a villain. To me, I think it's
yeah,
why she's a villain. It just
yeah. That
when
part.
we seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it didn't make any sense to me. Oh, they
Yeah,
turned it back on me, so now I'm gonna be a full fledged villain now.
yeah.
That just didn't that it felt like they
After
came
everything that
out
you've
of
been through.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like it felt like they came way left field. Now you got people
Yeah,
who are like theorizing that she was this a while back. I
yeah,
seen a video one day, kind of like showing examples of how she could have been this before we actually seen her be
mm,
this. If
yeah,
that's the case, okay. But from what it looked like to me, right, it didn't look
yeah.
like she was a bad guy. And it's just
Hmm.
like all of a sudden, like, oh, they turned it back on me. I'm turned now. It's like that fast. Like
You know
I'm
what this
confused.
remind me of? Snake Eyes. At the end,
Oh
uh,
man.
he got punished. So after like everything he sacrificed and stuff,
Hmm.
because they followed like their rule, like you use it, you're banned. Boom, I'm a villain and I'm going after everybody that did me wrong. Like, bro, what? Like you're following what your grandmother's literally just following what is part of the like what's supposed to happen. So for you to get upset about that and just turn villainy is crazy. So yeah, I think it's the same thing for Sharon. Like you were close to uh, America's greatest soldier. You know, you
Your aunt is
took
the
down
one of the founders of Shield.
exactly. You helped take down Hydra when it was within Shield. Like you did, it's all this stuff, but because Shield fell apart, this is what's going to turn you villainy. Like, nah, they gotta explain that. Yeah, they gotta
Yeah.
explain that.
You definitely need to explain that, bro. Like I said, because I tell you, I don't remember where I saw the video from. I know it was on YouTube, of course, but I don't remember who made the video. And it was like,
Yeah,
well, maybe this. these things could have been hints that she was a bad guy, and he kind of pointed to things that she did in Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
Some things that she did in there, and I was like, with the way they kind of explained it, like, okay, that could be, but I need a definitive answer on why.
yeah,
Like if
yeah,
okay, look, if Kevin Feige come out later, tomorrow or whatever, and say like, yeah, everything we saw in that video is true, okay, then I can see why she's a bad guy. But until then, it's like that doesn't make any sense to me. But it
yeah,
is what it is. Number 8, Harry Styles debut as Euros in aka Star Fox in Eternals, Thanos' brother. Um,
yeah.
Listen, man, that's another one that's just like that's not a big question for me. Now you can ask a question of like, what would he be doing going forward?
That
That's
part.
the question, but that's not a question. It's like
Yeah,
that's not
yeah,
the forefront question. Like
yeah.
the top
Exactly.
4 of it are, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not a forefront question. It's not like one I'm like losing sleep over. Like, man, I gotta know what they're gonna do with him. Like, I mean, if they
Yeah,
do something
exactly.
with him, cool. It was just cool to
Yeah,
see him and Pip in the end credits. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see
exactly.
him in the comics and stuff, and you see him with his little fox looking haircut or whatever, and you finally
Yeah,
see it on the screen. It's like, oh, okay, cool. They got Star Fox in here or whatever. But that's not a
exactly.
question. I'm just dying to have answer. What about you?
For me, same thing. It was just dope being able to see him. It's not that major. It doesn't have as much importance as the other ones. Uh, Plus, like I said, they haven't answered anything from Eternal, so why wait? Let alone bring up Harry Styles, you know?
Bruh. They
So
could have made
it's
all this eternal
it's
questions.
exactly. But yeah, it's I think that's more intrigue and interest instead of a one of the top four questions or loose ends that need to be dealt with.
Yeah, you're right. I'm with you. Like I said, most of the questions that we have are definitely from Eternals, man. So
Yes, you know,
that's
yeah,
a good point. But yeah, that's not one I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta know the answer. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
this next one though is pretty interesting, man. I think we talked about this before. Shang-Chi's 10 rings are sending a beacon. Shout out to Cam again. Cam thought that maybe that beacon was like a beacon to Galactus.
Oh,
Yeah, he told
I
me about that before. He think
mean,
he think that's I mean, yeah, I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's
I don't see
possible.
how
I
it would
wouldn't.
connect. I mean, I'm not ruling it out, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Because the Earth was found by Silver Surfer, who led
yeah,
Galactus to Earth. So I mean, things have been changed up before in the movie. So I don't know.
yeah,
But no, that is a good question. It's like we never got an answer to where that beacon is coming from.
exactly.
Now,
So I
I
like that question. I like that one. That one
yeah,
should
I,
have
like
been
I like it
ahead
too.
of Hercules and Zeus.
And Spider Man.
Yeah, yeah, and Spider Man. Yeah, I think
Uh,
that one should have been further up because that's a good question, especially since. But it's hard to answer that question because we haven't got a part two. You know, it could be coming in the part two. So I think we have to get a part two for that to get a better understanding of it.
it would depend on what the beacon is being sent to. Like if it's something that could be linked to any movie moving
Hmm.
forward, then yes, that's a big question. It's like, so why didn't you just
Yeah.
let us know? You know what I'm saying? Because
Oh,
like
correct.
we're looking at the Marvels coming up, right?
Yeah.
And their powers are kind of linked together, right? And we know
Yeah.
Kamala has those Bengals, and it's like I thought maybe that can be linked to Shang Chi too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Uh,
I don't. That is a good question of what that beacon being sent to. We still haven't
yeah.
got an answer to that. Hulk was in She Hulk. He was at the end credits of Shang Chi. He could have brought it up in that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who else? She was in the end credits of Mrs. Marvel, but she's in there for a split second because she got
Yeah.
transported there. I'm talking about Carol Danvers,
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, but I don't know. That is a good question though. I want to know what that beacon was being sent to.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a yeah. That's a
because a lot of times,
that's
man,
a
this
that
type.
could be
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was about to say they could. I wonder if that's going to be something used to set up the Avengers, the next Avenger movie.
That's what I was about to say. It's like is that something that's because usually, man, before that was something that did like lead to like a Thanos or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
but now it's like we don't know what the end game is with this. You know what I'm saying? We don't know because it's so many different loose ends and stuff. Because everything doesn't feel connected. So we don't know like who's the main. We say people say it might be Kang, but Kang don't feel like Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Like so I
yeah,
don't know. Um, but yeah, number 10, Mordo is still hunting down sorcerers. Um, I'm gonna say that's not too much of a question either because in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, he kind of mentioned that to the Earth. What was it? 813 Mordo.
yeah,
He mentioned that like,
yeah,
yeah, you're like an enemy of mine. You're trying to kill me and this and that. And this, which means that he's had run-ins with Mordo before that
yeah,
second Doctor Strange kind of off camera they mentioned it, right? Um
yeah,
so I'm guessing he is still hunting down sorcerers. So I don't know if that's too as much of a question because they have mentioned that. You know what I'm saying? That's a
yeah,
question that I feel like they have answered because Doctor Strange said he tried to kill them a couple times. So I don't really know if
yeah.
that's really too much of a question, but what do you think?
No, I don't think as much either. Especially it was rumors of the next Doctor Strange. It's basically going to have Steven at the forefront of being the problem. I guess not necessarily a hero or yeah, not necessarily a hero, but is the problem. You know, just the mistakes he's made have
So with the incursions
caused
and all
more
that stuff,
issues. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So everything that he's been
that's
doing has making things worse. So
that's why
him
that's why
trying,
Charlize Theron, Charlize Theron, that's why she came back and got him.
yeah.
She's like, yeah, you need to help me
So
fix this.
exactly. So I think it's going to be interesting. So yeah, I don't think it's much of a question. I think yeah, we know that he is still hunting sorcerers, and I think we will see him in the next Doctor Strange have a bigger role in that as well.
Yeah, I like I said, I don't think too many of these were like just huge questions. Maybe a few of them are. Was questions we kind of asked on this show, or whatever. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, you got any other questions that you want to add to this list?
Why couldn't they do better on Taskmaster? And where is Taskmaster? Uh, when will we see
Taskmaster.
Taskmaster again?
Well, Taskmaster supposed to be in the Thunderbolts. It's one of the
Okay,
Thunderbolts.
yeah,
Um,
okay, I'll allow it.
I
It's
don't. I don't.
I'm still upset though.
Oh, I got a question.
Yeah,
How they are we gonna hear anything else about the mutants being introduced in the MCU?
please,
We only had
Lord.
two entries, and that was Kamala, Miss
Yeah,
Marvel, and
yeah,
Namor. That's it.
yeah.
So and it's to the point too. They in the comics, I don't know if you heard about it, but they changed Kamala Khan's origin.
Oh, I didn't.
She's a mutant now. She's not an inhuman anymore. She's now a mutant. That just came out I think like a
Hmm.
month ago. The new comics. Because remember I mean I don't know if you heard she had died or whatever, and I guess they brought her back and now
Yeah.
she's a mutant or whatever. So
Yeah.
I guess that's to
Okay.
kind of coincide with the MCU.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kevin
So
Feige. I guess he had a hand in that, but yeah.
I guess the Inhumans did so bad they pulling one of the big players out of it, huh?
Yeah, I guess he got to retcon it. Uh
Yeah.
I still feel like they need to go back to the drawing board. Just act like that Inhuman show didn't even exist. Which I guess they
Yeah.
can't do that now because they just had Black Bolt in
All right.
Doctor Strange. The guy
Yeah.
who actually played Black Bolt in the show was a Black Bolt in the movie. So
Yeah.
I get, but
Well,
I
I mean,
like the
he's
Inhumans,
dead.
man. I really, yeah. Uh, I like the Black Bolts. I kind of want them to kind of go back to. I mean, not Black Bolts. I said Black Bolts. I like the Inhumans. I kind of want them to go back to that,
Hmm.
and just kind of, revisit that, man, and try it again. Because man, wouldn't that be nice, man? Wouldn't that be
It
great if
would.
we saw Inhumans versus X-Men movie like down the line, like in the
Yeah.
comics,
It,
Inhuman versus X-Men?
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. They just gotta, yeah, if they clean it up, yeah. So the big question is, how's Bob Iger going to clean his mess up?
Um, that's a great question. You know what I think they're gonna do?
Mhm.
Cut back on the shows.
Absolutely, that I believe.
Yeah,
Quality over quantity.
and the thing too about the shows, like I think this was something a lot of people were gonna be scared of. It's like now you have to watch the shows to get an understanding of the next movie you're about to watch. It's what it seems like.
Yeah,
Kind of like
yeah,
with WandaVision. Like if you didn't see WandaVision, you don't understand why she went crazy in Doctor
mm,
Strange, right?
yeah,
Um, there was another link to what was another show that came out? Oh, or like Loki. Like if you didn't watch Loki, you don't understand why this is
Ant-Man.
important going into yeah, exactly, Ant-Man, Quantumania, whatever, right? So
Yeah,
like I think they're gonna cut back on the shows, i.e. Echo. I told you a while back. I said I was hearing rumors that they were gonna cut that show. And I didn't even
yeah,
understand it's like what made you watch Hawkeye and say, you know what, she need a show. Who
yeah,
who watched that and said that like, I can't man, well, I hope they have a show of her. Nobody.
yeah,
Right? Like, I
mm,
don't know, like that came like way left field. And that's the kind of stuff I think that Bob Iger is talking about when he say we need to cut back on some things, right? Like, cause I
yeah,
didn't watch that show saying like, man, she got to get a show of her own. I
yeah,
never said
yeah,
that, bro. Like, if anything, like if you got when I heard who's gonna get a spin off and all that stuff, like people are saying like, okay, because Kingpin's back, they gonna do a Daredevil, right? Of course, they end
yeah,
up doing it. Remember, they kept that like real quiet. Like it was like months later, they were like, well, no, no,
yeah,
no, it's actually gonna be Daredevil, and then kind of find out it's true, or whatever. But before
yeah,
that, it was Echo, and it's like, why is she getting a show?
yeah,
Like I've never I didn't sit there at all and was saying like, dang, I hope she get a show,
yeah.
but yeah. You got anything else you want to add, man?
Nah, that's the top question right there. It's just the loose ends is where will Bob Iger clip the loose ends and start cleaning up the MCU.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's the ultimate question.
I think he'll get it. I think they'll get it done. Um, Feige just gotta cut back on the crazy shows, and I think that'll help Feige as well from being stretched out so thin.
Let's get the quality back up and work on the quantity later. But yeah,
Exactly.
man. Cuz got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What in God's name are you watching?
And listen. So finished up on my Avengers, of course. Finished up on Justified. It was a great show, great reiteration of it. The season finale, especially the last little bit, was crazy. Setting up for another season. With the because he had, yeah, I just gotta watch it. I was about to spoil it. I just gotta watch the end. It was great. I'm a couple weeks behind on Harley Quinn.
Well,
Uh,
what'd you say?
gonna get caught a couple weeks behind on
Oh, he
Harley.
cussing on the show. Okay, he
I'm
cussing. All right,
sorry.
we
I'm
got
sorry.
what's going on over here, man.
I'm gonna get caught up on it. I'm gonna get caught up on it, especially by next weekend. To be able to talk about it. Uh, Saw Equalizes 3. Recommend that. We don't have to do a spoiler on it, but do recommend y'all go see that. Trying to think.
Shoot, while you think, I
Oh,
need to think.
Lioness on Paramount with
Oh, I
Zoe
heard of that shit.
Saldana.
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that shit.
it's a good one. It's tough. I do recommend that one. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been watching. Uh, Now that going into the fall, getting ready to go into the fall, what would typically be the new shows since we don't have them with the writer block or the writer strike and the actor strike. Probably will have a chance to get caught up on a lot of shows that I've been meaning to watch. So, oh, y'all should watch the documentary Poisoned on Netflix. It's about food. Watch it. It's gonna leave that out there.
I can imagine what it's
It's
talking
about food.
about.
Man, yes, it
Uh,
is. Watch it.
Let me see. Of course, you like you said, just finished watching My Adventures with Superman. Been watching Harley Quinn. There's a show my wife wants me to talk about. She wants me to recommend to everybody, and that's Winning Time, the story of the LA Lakers dynasty.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, that's what I got to get on. That's what I got to
Good,
get on.
good show,
Yeah.
man. Good show. The portrayals in that show is pretty interesting. I think the one character that I didn't think that was portraying that person right was probably the Jerry West character.
Hmm.
He's funny though. To me, he's
Yeah.
funny. But yeah. Let's see, what else am I watching? I kind of got back into Baki Hana. Well, not Baki
Yeah.
Hana. It's like Baki has like 3 different shows I think on Netflix. I'm just like, I don't know how they did that, but no, Baki. I started watching back up, went back to Baki. I think Baki season 2 was on there now. Um, I watch Gamera. What was it
Yeah.
Gamera? It's a famous Japanese kaiju, kind of like Godzilla. I watched like the first maybe like 3 episodes of that. Too much of the kids in that thing is kind of turning me off because when I seen the trailers, I was like, "Yo, it's gonna be fire." But
Yeah.
the action, like with the when the monsters are fighting, it's not too bad. But yeah, I was watching a little bit of that. I need to get back on Hero Academia. I'm still on season 4. I got like 2 more seasons to go. What else? I feel like it's something else I've been watching.
Have you caught One Piece yet?
Nah, to be honest
Or
with
no?
you, bro, I know it's gonna probably be a cuss word on the show. I haven't watched the show.
Don't even say. Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
Me
shout
neither.
out to Fred, man. That's like his show, like that, Bleach, all that. Like, I know
Yeah.
they had a live action Bleach.
Yeah.
Um, that's like one of his favorite animes is Bleach. I haven't gotten into them shows. Um, I thought about watching One Piece, but I was like, I didn't know if I should go watch like the anime before I watch the show or what. But um,
That's what I was thinking too. But yeah, I've never watched the anime, so it's like,
yeah.
I mean,
So I
I don't know if this is going to be good or bad if I just watch it.
exactly. I might just watch it. I don't know. I'll see here. I feel like it's something I'm forgetting, man. I feel like it's something I've been watching. I've been watching Batman Brave and the Bold again.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
I like that show, man. I don't know why they ended it, bro. I know it was like what, like 2 seasons or something like that. It's a
yeah.
pretty good show. I like that show. It was something else. I think that's it. I feel like it's something on Netflix. No. Oh, I even went back and watched all 3 of the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Again,
Oh, they're fantastic. I wish they would
yeah,
have did another one.
yeah, but we already know why he didn't do it. Shout out to
Yeah,
Star Wars.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I love them. I love them movies, man. J.J. Abrams did a pretty
yeah,
good job. I know Trekkies don't think he did because they're purists. They
yeah,
didn't like the fact there was so much action in the movie. Like, if you want people to be drawn into the Star Trek universe, you got to add something in there, man. That's gonna draw people in, and he definitely did that. I think he did a great job.
yeah,
Because I was never really the biggest Star Trek fan. I thought it was boring.
yeah.
But when I saw the movies, I was like, "Yo, this is it right here."
Right.
He did a great job,
Yeah,
man, on the movies.
yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all I got, man, as far as what I've been watching. Let's see. Anything else, man, you want to add?
I've started
Yes, he is King.
Injustice.
He definitely the best character.
Yeah.
That's what I said. He's a trip on there,
I've
man.
I've
But go ahead.
started Injustices. I finished the game. Got the first book, like you told me. So I've started that. Looking forward to going through it. And then I probably will end up getting like other books for it. I just wanted to make sure that I started with the right one. With your recommendation, so I'll be able to talk about it as well. Man, let you know my thoughts on it.
Injustice, Guys Amongst Us, one of the greatest reads of all time.
Yeah,
People think
I'm
of
looking forward to it.
the people think of the video game, but I'm telling you, man, the comics is crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got, man. Excuse me, I don't got anything else, man. Guess we can wrap it up here. We'd like to thank
Yeah.
everybody for rocking with us for brand new episode here next Saturday, guys, to talk about more geek things. Man, listen, if there's anything y'all want us to talk about, let us know, man. Add it down to the comment section or talk to us like y'all usually do here in the comment section on the show, man, while we do the show. We definitely enjoy that. And we definitely would appreciate that, man. We're just trying to grow this thing and kind of just show our love, man, to all movies and comics and TV shows and things of that nature, man. So we definitely want y'all to join in the conversation. But with all that being said, man, it is your boy, Real.
It's your boy, Will.
Yes, sir. And we'll be back here again next Saturday, guys. Until then, you better stay geeked out here.
Who knows?